time is it? Oh, that's right. It's time for some extendos.
Capping like the narco. Got dope like Pablo. Cut dope like Pablo. Chop trees with the Draco. On the north got Diego.
Hey, nail babes. I already have the tips on and ready, and it's time for a fresh set. Okay, girl? So I just started off by filing and shaping these tips because since I had to extend them, they have like, you know, little grooves or on the side. I'm just trying to blend these tips together. So I filed where the two tips meet, and I'm also filing the sidewall so that there's no flaring when it's time to apply acrylic. So I jumped straight in with the primer and I went straight to the application. I did not show the first two fingers that I wanted to be just plain because it kind of go without saying, and you've seen me do that before if you've been here. So the two plain nails are going to be saved for the next video where I show in depth how to do acrylic 3D flowers, because these nails will be extra, okay? So our focus today is going to be the ring finger and the middle finger. So this is actually my first time attempting I don't know if you want to call it a backwards French or a reverse French, but I saw this design a lot and I just wanted to give it a try. And personally, I think it's a really good way to achieve a French nail. Like if you don't want to paint it on or anything, painting can get kind of sloppy. Like not everybody knows how to paint a perfect French, but so I thought that this method came in handy and it was really pretty. It turned out really cute. So right now I'm just trying to get my basic shape. I already kind of mapped out, like eyeballing it, how deep I wanted this French to be. So when I placed my first bead, I just tried to shape and mold it. Basically, you're trying to create an acrylic nail on top of an acrylic nail, okay? So I started off with an almond shape, and notice when I placed my first bead down, I placed it down sideways on the brush so that it would already kind of give me the basic shape that I was going for. And as I moved up the nail, I'm just blending it, making sure that everything is sidewall to sidewall so that it just flows naturally and it looks like a natural nail bed. I didn't want to make this nail bed super high on the nail because I didn't want to have to file it all the way down. I did see where I guess some people raise the nail bed higher than the actual nail and then they file it down, but because I kept the nail bed pretty much level to the thickness that I wanted the nail to be, I didn't have to file anything down. All I did was cap this entire nail once it was finished, and I did my filing as normal. I didn't have to file anything extra. Now that the entire nail bed is complete, I'm just going in and filling in any gaps and making sure that the thickness of this nail bed area is to my liking. I'm pretty sure I show how it looks from the side when the nail bed is complete. When filling the gaps, I'm just taking a small bead of acrylic, I'm feathering it down and then feathering it up to fill that blank space in the middle. Here's a little slow-mo so you can see the thickness. Not too thick, not too thin. Now I'm just going to go in with my hand file and crisping up those lines just to make sure I get that almond shape that I'm going for. And it just helps because I am going to cap this nail in full, so I don't have to worry about anything being uneven once the nail is completely finished. I just lightly went over the top of the nail bed just to make sure everything was smooth and it's even all the way across. So I just filed straight across, side by side, or side to side, and then straight up and down. Now for the fun part. It's time to fill this nail up. So what I'm doing now is applying the color. I'm just using this purple, the sparkly purple. And I'm applying a very thin layer. Like, you can barely see like any purple because that's how thin I want this to be. Because I'm also going in and I'm adding glitter and some decals. Well, not decals, but flowers. You're gonna see. I'm making sure I'm getting all the way up there in those corners when applying this acrylic because I want the crispiest shape I can possibly get with this nail bed area. So push that acrylic all the way up until you can't push it no more. To add my glitter and my flowers, I'm just using some clear acrylic, but I'm using a very, very thin layer. Like, as you can see, you can still see that bump in between the nail bed area and the tip of the nail. That's what I'm going to cap. Well, I'm going to cap the full thing, but you want it to be not level with the nail bed area, but much, much thinner. So just get as much detail as you can in the nail in this step. I just decided to do the same thing to this thumb. So again, just a very thin layer of clear acrylic, and then you just apply all your little stuffs, and then you're gonna just cap it. And to be honest, I didn't like how the ombre came out on this thumb anyways, but I did everything super thin, so it came out nice at the end once I capped all the designs together. Now we're getting into color blocking. This is starting to become one of my favorite things to do with acrylic nails, especially when you don't have an idea for your set, because I like to freestyle all the time, so I never really know what I'm going to do with my nails. So when it comes down to color blocking, it gives you so much creativity, so I love it. I just took the main 3 colors that I use for this set, and those are the colors that I use to block this nail. So again, kind of similar to the way I created the French nail, I'm just making a nail on top of my nail. So if you can imagine doing a short nail, that's what I'm doing right now. I'm just pretending that this is a little short nail, and once the acrylic has dried just a little, I go in with a precision tool, or this is called an X-Acto knife, and I'm just cutting off any excess acrylic so that I could get a crispy line, a straight line across. And I'm just gonna repeat this step with every color that I use. So I'm just gonna kind of just think about some shapes, and I decided to do 2 large triangles right in the middle. So I'm dragging this nude acrylic straight down, but I'm trying to keep it in the shape that I want it to be, so I don't have to really worry about anything when it's time to use the precision tool. Every time I place a new color, you notice how I'm wiping the nail with my brush. I'm just trying to make sure that I'm keeping everything within its own box. So I don't want the nudes to mix with the purples. I don't want the pinks to mix with the nudes, and so on and so forth. So just try to keep everything clean. But this is overall a really easy nail design. So once I had that triangle all set, I just went ahead with my precision tool and cut it out. So I just want to make this triangle as clean as I possibly can, because I'm going to go in and create another triangle upside down right next to it. Some acrylics dry faster than other acrylics, and for this you actually don't have to let it dry much at all. But I also wanted to keep that in mind. I know the acrylics that I'm working with right now, so I know how long to let them set before cutting them, if that makes sense. But you just use your own, just gauge it by yourself. You can tell when it's time. Once you've done it once or twice, you can tell when it's time to cut. So you see how like this pink dries faster than the other two acrylics, but I still have time to let this sit on the nail. I left this pretty much pretty close to normal speed, and I was still able to cut this acrylic. I'm just going to continue down the nail, and I'm going to continue to create my blocks. So I'm going to let you watch this portion, and I'll be back in a few. Okay, so I didn't end up showing how I capped the color block nail, but I did exactly the same thing with the middle finger. I literally capped the entire nail. Oh, my voice is cracking. Sorry, y'all. But I kept the whole entire nail. Like, I made sure that the blocks, basically if I turn my finger to the side, they were all flat straight across. Like, if that makes sense, I kept them level with the thickness that I wanted my nail to be anyways. So when I capped it, I just capped the entire nail. Like, as you can see, the ring finger is even. It's completely even. So I did not have to do too much. But all I did after that was I went ahead and I filed and shaped the nails to my liking. And then I had to add my little moon shape at the bottom. I really love that shape, okay? I cannot get away from it. So I just took my drill bit and I just went up into the tip of the nail to create that crispy moon shape. And I did that on all 5 fingers. This is what the nails are looking like straight after filing, and they're all ready for designs. This is going to be a blinged out spring set with 3D flowers, so stay tuned for the next video if you're interested in seeing how they came out. Let me know in the comments if there's anything that you'd like to see on this channel, and as always, thank you guys for watching. See y'all!
Capping like the narco. Got dope like Pablo. Cut throat like Pablo. Chop trees with the Draco.